Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, everybody, this is Alex, and this is the Ramble, and we go until midnight tonight from New York, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, down there in Florida. Oh boy, Florida. I don't know. Remember when I came back from Florida and how much I hated it?
Oh, you were in Miami. Yeah.
Miami,
and
yeah.
Now we're in the Panhandle, and it seems to escape some of the Floridian cliches. Like, we get hurricanes, and there have been a couple of bad ones in the last decade.
Yeah.
But we don't suffer the all the damage. Instead of knock on wood, knocking out a Rhinebeck chair.
Right. So, in other words, the culture's a little different up there in the Panhandle?
Yeah, it's laid back. I mean, people when you go to a shop, you call them by name. It's a little like, and we're in a little town, a little kind of boutique town, 17 miles from a major tourist area.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to live in the tourist area, and I didn't want to live in the other place nearby, which has a militaristic. It's a fort. I just didn't want to live in militaristic.
So did you guys buy a house there then?
We did. We did. And it's like we can carry our kayak to the water. So
you can carry your kayak to the water. That is something that I can't imagine, is you in a kayak.
Oh, I'll send you a picture to show I'm not lying. Yeah. Well, it's fun. Now and it's as laid back or as strenuous as you want to be. I'm not like the competitive Kennedys, but we got that, and we have a wakeboard where you just stand on it, and you can see.
I can't imagine you doing that either. I never knew you to be athletic.
I fish all the time. Actually, I'm a kind of.
Oh, you fish.
Oh yeah.
What is this? Is this Lori Thompson 2.0?
Right. Yes, I guess, because as a child I fished. I'm kind of returning to some of the things of my youth.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was pretty athletic.
You never used to talk about that on the radio. Otherwise, we would have talked fishing with you.
Oh yeah, and the thing, we had a canoe when I was a kid, and I used to hoist a wachita. And I used to hoist it myself onto our station wagon, and so I was about 16, I guess, and tie it up and then take it out to the creeks and do the canoe myself. I just take books or something.
Okay, well, that's the Lori Thompson I never knew, because the one I knew was just stoned all the time.
Well, there's too many diversions. Too many easier diversions in California.
Yeah. Anyway, it's wonderful, actually, to tell you the truth, that you're doing this kind of thing. I'm sitting up here in New York with the New York lifestyle slowly killing me. There's no reason to go out, because what's out there? Pavement.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So which can kill you. Speaking of which, we were in Hvar, which is a very cool place in Croatia. If you go.
You're dropping Croatian names now to make me feel jealous.
Yes. I remember them like, that's where I got that cool shirt. Or that's where I fell on my face on the way back to the boat. My whole left side was bruised of my face. It took all the impact. And when I fall...
all the impact from falling?
Oh, yeah. But when I fall, people commented, it's not like a gentle fall. Mm-hmm. It's like, and it feels like this. Like someone picked me up by the scruff of the neck and smashed me down on the pavement.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was so bruised. I said, Rick, how much are you going to pay me to tell people that you don't hit me?
Yeah, well, you know what happened? I can't talk about this. How can I put this? Marjorie had a certain procedure done on her face which left a bruise. No, don't say that. She's very mad. No, I absolutely deny that she has any Botox.
Your wife doesn't, but I do.
Actually, if she had to do Botox, they would have to bring the truck up to the house, and it would like be pumped out like gasoline into her face.
I just want a big enough container to bathe in.
But anyway, she's got this bruise right here, and every time she gets a bruise of one sort or another, I get this horrible feeling that people are going to think I was responsible for it.
Yeah. Well, it's get this. I fell once before when I was in Mississippi. I was going up some stairs, and I don't think these stairs were up to code, frankly. But I started, and I was wearing.
Are you clumsy? Is this something I didn't know about you?
I don't think so, but I had tube socks on, and it was a wooden.
Those dangerous tube socks.
Right, tube socks can kill.
Yeah,
and I'm more at 11, and so I started to slide, and I grabbed this hall tree which was nearby, and before thinking, oh, that's a stable thing. Of course, hall trees aren't stable at all. I yanked down, and it gave me like this. First of all, it was up here, so I knew enough to put ice on it. Ice is so great. So I did. I just put ice on it for like an hour and a half, and what it did was drive the bruise down and gave me 2 pronounced black eyes.
Oh, good. Oh, wonderful. And then your husband walks down the street with you, and they're all staring at him.
Yeah, well, I wasn't married at the time, but I was going to AA meetings. And of course, the natural assumption when you're AA was, oh,
you're drinking again. You're drinking again.
And you got, beat up in an argument when you were drunk. And so I would, I wore, and I thought, well, I'll just wear sunglasses. Who wears sunglasses indoors at an AA meeting? So I'm just going to tell them what happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marjorie, once she fell and did something, and she really got bruised up, and I didn't want to be seen with her,
Really?
mainly not because I didn't like the way she looked, although it was kind of interesting.
Mine was grisly.
But not that it wasn't grisly, but I didn't want people thinking I did it.
Exactly. Then I can see where men have that very. I would say.
Now here's the sexism in it all. When a guy walks down the street and he's bruised up in his face, nobody thinks his wife beat him.
No,
they always think the guy beat him. And
True.
believe me, I've known women who were that abusive.
Oh yeah. Well, some couples get off on it. I know. There's a scene in The Perfect Storm where Mark Wahlberg is in a couple, and one of their things is to beat themselves. Diane Lane plays his fiance, and they love beating each other up. I don't know what it is.
Well, I understand that there's a certain thing, S&M play and things like that, but that's play, and it's under a controlled circumstance. I mean, suddenly getting into an argument where you want to beat the crap out of your mate is a little sick.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe in physical violence.
I'll tell you, when I was a kid, we lived up on the hill in Marin County in San Anselmo, and next to us was a house that was also up on the hill, and it had a bunch of stone steps that led down to the street. I don't know. The number of steps that went up to our place was, I think, 77 steps. I don't know how many concrete steps there were there, but one night we hear this whole thing, and the husband, I think it was, took the wife and threw her down the flight of stairs.
Oh my Lord!
To where she wound up in the hospital. She was all bruised and everything. And after it was all over. And I remember this as a kid because my parents were always commenting on it, like, how can she do that? Once she gets out of the hospital, she shouldn't go back there. What did she do? She went back there. Well,
because in that era, in some eras, the woman had no choice. Where would she live?
Well, I think we even offered that she could stay at our place, and she didn't take up on the offer.
Well, the transition is, I think some people are just not equipped to not have someone to rely on, and that's, I was raised with a very independent freak as a girl.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, there are women who go, well, I can change him.
Yeah, I don't know that that's a thinking as much as what else am I going to do?
But I'll tell you what's worse. What's worse is there are guys in this world who have wives who beat the crap out of them.
I know.
And guys will never complain about it. They will never tell anybody because they're ashamed of it.
Right.
Where women have a different reason for not telling anybody or not doing it. Guys, if they are getting abused by the woman, and I know some of you out there going, how can they be abused by the woman? Hey, listen, I'm not a strapping guy. If a woman wants to beat the crap out of me, she can. Well, I don't want her to, but she can. But guys always had a hard time getting around something like that because it was a male just didn't let a woman beat him up.
Yeah, I think shame has a large impact on some of the worst decisions we make.
I'll tell you, I've been beaten up by women only because my father, who was a real gentleman, said, you never, ever hit a woman. Okay, so I grew up with that whole thing. You never hit a woman. Unless, of course, you're in Norway and you're there with your newswoman and somebody thinks you did. You remember that.
I do remember that. It was like...
Oh, that was just... But that was a case where I, as a guy, I became radicalized towards being a guy from that incident. Because,
really?
Yeah, what it was, quickly, for the people out there who don't know what we're talking about, we were at the Olympics, we were doing shows at the Olympics, and they put us in different rooms in Lillehammer. And
they thought you were hitting me.
What?
And they thought you were hitting me, which was...
Well, no, what happened was you were staying with a woman who... Yeah. You came out and we had a fight and we were yelling at each other. Because
I was running late and I was getting ready. And but people didn't realize how we bantered,
Yeah.
And she was very much a feminist, but she totally, for a news person, misinterpreted the whole
Well, what
thing.
happened was, what she heard outside, I think at one point, I clapped my hands or hit my fist when I was talking to you.
Yeah, or maybe might have been like we're telling a story.
Yeah, and so the next day, I go into the Coca-Cola studios, and I am cornered by the Coca-Cola police. I'm literally arrested by the... I mean, I have in my life, I can, in my resume, I can put down arrested by Coca-Cola police.
Ooh.
And they take me down to the basement. And I said, what's this about? And they said, well, we heard that last night you hit Lori Thompson.
And see, that was, I mean, to me, that was the most bizarre thing ever.
Because that's the last thing I would do.
The last thing I would do, we never had, and I thought.
And the reason we were fighting in Grouchy that night is we had been stopped at the airport and I had been frisked and everything like that because
it was the trip from hell. Remember, you just broken up with your girlfriend. You paid a taxi driver. We weren't going to make our flight, which had already been postponed to several times. I mean, where we had to wait at home by the phone. And so we weren't going to make our flight. It was all the way on the other side of the airport. So you paid a taxi driver rather than mess with those people mover things, which weren't going to do it for us. You paid a taxi driver to drive us to the other side of the airport.
Yeah. But it was just a miserable flight. And so that night, she and I had an argument. Okay, I don't know what it was about. It was just grouchy,
It's probably about whether we were going to have dinner.
But anyway, they said, well, her roommate said you hit her. And I went, what? And they said, we're going to have to wait for Lori to come in to have her confirm this. Like it was for real. They were getting ready. I think they already had my ticket ready to send me home,
Yeah.
And you come into work and they bring you down into another room. And they ask you, did Alex hit you last night? And you said, what?
So we had gone to dinner then and had a wonderful time and decompressed and just had a good time. It was the weirdest thing ever for me. I mean, it was just.
I know, and so she said no, and they came down. They said, Lori said no, you did not hit her, so you can go back up and do your show. And I don't know if they apologized or not, but they were getting very apologetic because they smelled lawsuit.
Oh,
Because,
okay. Now that was
yeah. I mean, I just said no. I would never hit her. What? Are you out of your mind? This woman had said, "I hit you," so they sent her home. You remember?
I don't that part, but I remember she told this whole scenario that didn't happen out of a one side. She couldn't see us. She just heard us. Yeah. That's like when Marvin Gaye says, "Believe half of what you see, some are none of what you hear."
Yeah,
and because like it would be like the person who were talking to being hauled in suddenly with a knock on your door by police for murdering somebody in a distant city. It was that weird.
Well, if anything radicalized me about male empowerment and male problems that males have, it's just that exact thing. That it was easily believed because I was a male that I may have hit you.
Well, see, and I don't understand this politicization of that word is of gender. I mean, I think there should be unisex bathrooms all over the place. We have them in our homes.
Oh, all bathrooms should be unisex because, yes. Like, for instance, you ever go to a movie theater and the movie lets out? And if I want to go to the bathroom, I just walk in to go to the bathroom. You have to wait in a line to get into that women's room. That's why I think all theaters, by law, should be forced to make, if they're going to have a women's room, it should be twice as big as the men's room.
Right. I just think unisex all the way because, otherwise if a movie advertised Titanic, it was like, are they talking about the movie or the length of the line after the movie for women?
Yeah, I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. And so therefore, I don't know why, what? We don't want to see women's vaginas? We're not going to see them because women are going into the stalls. They're not, You're not going to the urinals.
Right.
Well, and what you do is you do away with the urinals and you make it nothing but stalls.
That's it. And do you know how it would cut down on pedophilia, I think? Because, a little boy who's like, 5, he stops going in. His mother stops going in with him. You know.
Right.
Yeah. It would cut down on that, I think, indirectly. And unisex bathrooms, to me, are the way
We have solved one of the biggest problems in the world.
I know, all in a day's work.
No, but you're absolutely right, and I think we should do away with the urinals. I never use the urinal anyway. I don't want some guy next to me peeing and then maybe turning around while he's peeing. Oh, you're Alex Bennett. I mean,
it's not a desire of yours.
Yeah, it's not a desire of mine. So I always went to the stall.
Yeah, and I'm not a super modest person. Like if there's one, if I'm in a stall and the lock's funky, I just do my best and then get ready to say, I'll be out in a minute. That's what I always say. I'll be out in a minute.
But it's really terrific. But I have become a connoisseur of the stall, and the stall I always go for is the wheelchair access stall because it's roomy. It's roomy.
It is roomy, but I struggle with it because, like, what if there's? And I can qualify now, as one of those. I guess can we qualify as elderly? I don't know, but I used to use those. Now I hesitate to because I've seen people in genuine wheelchairs.
In genuine wheelchairs? What? They're ungenuine wheelchairs?
You're right. They were flooding the market for a while. Big wheelchairs. They turned when you sat down, and people laughed.
Well, I have this friend Patrick, and he is a paraplegic. And I asked him once. I said, I like using the what do you call it stall? The
regular,
the handicap stall. Yeah. Oh, the handicapable stall.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, Yeah, because I mean that I struggle with, so I usually use the
Yeah,
stall.
so I said, I like to use it. I said, do you mind as somebody who is wheelchair bound? And he said, no. But if I
Yeah.
knock on the door and say, I'm in a wheelchair and I got to use the stall, you just hurry up and finish and let me in, you know?
Now that's how two confident people would deal with it.
Yeah.
But I'm always like I've got to.
Well, there's no law that I can't use the handicap stall.
No.
It's only there for the occasional handicapped person who will come in to the stall. You know.
Well, and urgency too. That's a handicap. Like if you got a wee and it becomes down to a measure of am I going to quit? Or
yeah, I've got to say this is the difference between men and women. There is a difference, folks. I've figured that one out. Women, when they have to pee, can't hold it.
No, not it's especially if you have low sodium. You can't hold it.
You can't. Women cannot hold it. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. In fact, I had a wife that once I had to stop by the side of the road so she could run off to the side of the road and pee because she couldn't wait to get to a bathroom.
Wildlife portion of our program.
Yeah. So.
And you just can tie yours in a knot.
Well, no, that's not it. That's not it. But what we can do, if worse comes to worse, we have the advantage of being able to urinate out of a moving car.
That's true. Not only that, but every living person, every person walking around that you see represents male or. I don't think that, what about the woman? Did she have one too? To me, reproduction should only occur if both people reach the mountain peak and have an O. Then
wouldn't it be horrible if you got pregnant from an incident where you didn't have an orgasm?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should have been worth it because you then got to put up with this brat for the next 21 years.
So if we could gene splice so that's a rule.
That's a rule. Yeah.
We have to wait.
if you people out there would just let Lori and I run the world, we'd solve all the problems.
Right, and you can take the rest of the day off, and we'll just sit here solving your problems all before noon, and then have fun.
Yeah, yeah. So I think we've just solved the world's problems.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I feel exhilarated.
But I mean, women have no ability to hold it, and I understand why. It's the way the plumbing is created, and it's but like for instance, it's funny, every time I go to the bathroom to use it, my wife's in there. We have this timing that, so go use the other. We have 2 toilets. So
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Solve problem.
Yeah, and then we can knock on the wall to each other because it's right on the other. One is right on the other side of the other one. So.
Oh, that's handy. So that when you hear noises, could be you.
Yeah. Well, we have what's called a powder room. In other words, powder rooms don't have showers.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, they had those in some. A friend of mine had those. The first one I encountered, it was we went to see a boyfriend's grandmother, and she had one of those with the pole thing, like only a toilet in a room.
Right.
And it was
Right. Well, we have a toilet and a sink, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's a powder room. They call them powder rooms. You know how I found out? Because I watch all these things on YouTube with people showing very fancy houses and apartments and things like that. And they say, and then we have a powder room, and then we have a full bathroom here, with the shower and everything. So,
well, New York architecture and real estate is, it's an animal all to its own. Because I was watching, just reading them. I could read some of those ads for like condos, and go, what are they talking about? What pre-war? Pre-war means high season.
Oh, and then we also have rent stabilized apartments as opposed to non-stabilized, and rent controlled is an old one that doesn't exist anymore. But people who have rent controlled apartments are living the good life because they can actually will that apartment to a relative.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Great coup.
And the rent in those things goes back a great deal, so that maybe in an apartment house like this, they're like $1,000, $1,500, and nothing much.
Wow. Yeah, because I've looked at some of those videos, And it's amazing what you can and can't get for $300,000 in New York.
Oh, you can't get anything for $300,000
No.
in New York. Are you kidding
Right.
me? Hey,
Not unless-
listen, I just
Yeah.
looked, you know, I enjoy these so much
So I
because
so
it's
look-
exactly what we used to do on, this is what we'd be doing if we were doing a radio show in the morning. We'd be
Yes.
going into just this same kind of discussion that we're having here. And
Yeah. So fun. It's so
last week we learned the difference between Stuckies and Buckies.
very important.
And this week we learned everything we want to know about women's plumbing. So
Yeah.
anyway,
And the only generalization that I have found that applies is that men tend to leave cabinets open when they're making something.
really,
the
we
board.
do that.
Yeah.
You know, you may be right. You may be
Yeah.
right.
Check that.
Well, I'll make
theory.
sure but we. You know what I've learned to do? We're running over a little bit here. I put. I always, when I'm through using it, put the toilet seat down.
That's nice.
She's bullied me into that one.
You mean the rim part, not the cover.
Not the cover, no.
No, because I don't like that when the cover's down. It's like you go to sit down and it's like, whoa, I just like hurt my tailbone.
Yeah,
I expect-
right. You expect a hole there. Anyway, hey, listen, let's do this again next week, okay?
Okay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's our favorite woman who isn't my wife, Laurie Thompson. Thanks, Laurie.
Talk like you've never heard it before.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Got to turn the lights on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Lights, everybody. Action, camera, whatever. Fuck it. Nothing works anymore. I mean, literally, nothing works anymore. So, anyway, hello, everybody. How are you? Let me see here. I've got my coffee over there. I've got my soda here. See? There we go. I don't ever buy green soda, because if I did green soda with this green screen, it would just screw everything up. So, always various shades of raspberry and purple and berry. This is berry lemonade I'm drinking tonight. In case you want to know what I'm drinking. There's only one person waiting online, but he's a quality person, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Let me see. Let's bring him in here. Okay. There. Wait a minute. Where is he? Oh, come on. I hit this. Oops. I got to get rid of. See, I leave things. I forget. There's always something I forget to do. Okay. And so you see what you got down there? You got Chuck Farnham, right? Well, I got to get rid of that.
Oh yeah, please. I'm not Chuck Farnham.
You're not Chuck Farnham. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Yeah, there we go. We're fine now. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure we were fine, you know. How you doing, Brian Neary?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. Here comes Jeff Stein. And this is our show for tonight, folks. That's it.
Just stand here,
Yeah.
stare at everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we so we have a Monterey Car Week is this week. So I take the week off of work and then head down there. So I was down there today. They have the Tour de Elegance, so Pebble Beach. They have a start-finish line, and they have about 40 or 50 cars that are in the Concours Elegance on Sunday. They get extra points to do the tour, so they do a tour 17-mile drive. And so they start there 7 o'clock. They start lining up 7 a.m. and then 9 a.m. they leave. So it's cool to see all these like 1930s, you know, Rolls Royces and Mercedes and all these cars drive.
So,
it's
but does anybody win something with this? I mean,
Sunday's the big show, and then they have the winner there.
there is a prize.
Yeah, they have all the classes, and then they have the main event stuff. So yeah, so I went there and did a lot of GoPro stuff. So I'm just editing it now. Took a couple hundred pictures already today. So
Oh, that's good. Sounds like you had fun.
yeah, it's a blast. Yeah.
Sounds wonderful.
Right? And you're going to have fun again tomorrow, I would imagine.
Yeah, tomorrow and this Saturday, there's a bunch of us that are going to do a drive from Gilroy down to Monterey, and we have about $4 million worth of cars in that group. It's Pretty
Really?
crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of guys going. It's a big shop, prestigious shop around here that's putting it on. So there's a bunch of cars going. So that'll be fun. And then Sunday's at Pebble Beach. So Alex, Pebble Beach. Pebble Beach is the golf course right on the cliffs, around the water
Right.
there, Monterey. And so they have cars literally backed up to the edge, of the lined up and all around the Pebble Beach golf course. So it's a really beautiful area, real nice show.
Wow. So sounds like you're going to have your week, and you can do the weekend too, right?
Yep, yep.
Wow, that's really nice. That's really nice. I'm just trying to get my lighting right here. For some reason, I don't have
My lighting's like red, but I guess I got some sun today.
Yeah, well, you had sun, of course. Anyway, and hello, Jeff. How are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. It's everything I've decided in my life is shit.
Except us.
I do believe what Sean Connery said, that somebody said to him, that life is great, and then the last third is shit. Okay. It's just one thing after another. It's just one thing after another. And last night I was telling you I was having trouble with. It's just, and it's not stuff that's really important,
That's right.
But it's stuff, I have to go get lawyers for, right? Now, what happened to me today? Okay, I want to tell everybody: do not buy an HP printer. All right.
Oops.
You know where I'm going with this one?
Yep, I made the same mistake.
Yeah. If you do buy an HP printer and it says, hey, if you want to get certain benefits of your owning this wonderful piece of machinery, just become part of our HP Plus. So you join
Yep.
that. It's free
I
and
did
everything
the
like
same
that.
thing.
But as soon as you join the HP Plus, something in your machine says, none of your no other cartridges besides ours will work.
Yep.
Okay. Now they don't tell you this before you click that button. Did they with yours? No.
Nope.
And you're stuck.
I have a simple solution.
What's that?
They add another year guaranteed to my printer, and at 24 months, I'll buy a new printer. They're only a couple $100 on Amazon.
Well, what I'm thinking of doing tomorrow. Anyway, so I had bought some ink cartridges that I thought were compatible. So I had a black one go out, and I put it in. It says incompatible with our machine.
Yeah. Lovely.
Incompatible with our machine. Okay, well then I will order some more that are compatible. And there was this one company that said, if you're registered with this thing, don't worry, our cartridges will still work. All right?
Wrong.
Ah.
So I order it. And mind you, I don't have a working printer right now because I need a black ink cartridge. All right?
Yes.
And I don't want to buy the HPs. I don't want to give them that satisfaction. So I order these that say we even work with the Plus, ones that are registered to the Plus and all that. And I go, yep, zippity doo dah. That's what I want. All right. So I order them to come here today. So they get here today, but somehow, have you heard of this company, Laser Ship? They're the worst in the business. In fact, they were the ones that one of their drivers literally physically threatened me once.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't like Laser Ship, but it was coming Laser Ship. They come to the door. They can't figure out how to get in. They don't know how to ring 8i. Okay? So now I'm not getting my printer ink for another day. Maybe I want to print some stuff up, right?
Right.
So I then call Amazon, and you can't get a hold of Laser Ship. They're most of these companies you can't even get a hold of anymore. You can go online, you can ask them a question, you can make a complaint, but none of them are to have a human being that you can go, hey, can you please help me? Why, sure, I'd be glad to. It doesn't exist anymore. So I I go out and I can't, I'm really mad about this thing. And I call up Amazon and they're no help, but it'll be delivered tomorrow. Okay, well, I guess I'll just have to wait until tomorrow. All right. So I'm figuring, you figure that's the end of it, right? As soon as I am through on the phone with them, I get a thing from the company that makes the ink. All right. Here's what it says. Thank you for your support and your business order, blah, 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 blah. We're writing to inform you that a firmware update for your printer may prevent you from using our compatible cartridges.
Oh, wow.
Therefore, make sure the compatible issues occur when using your products. We strongly recommend you turn off the automatic updates.
Yep.
Our products are covered by a 2-year warranty, so feel free to reach out with further questions. This means that eventually I'm going to have to go down to either to UPS and ship the thing back to these people or whatever. Yep. But all of a sudden, you're sending me a letter after I've ordered the damn thing?
Yep.
Rather than say, this guy just ordered this. We better send him this and see if he still wants it when he knows this.
The Federal Trade Commission.
Huh?
The Federal Trade Commission is suing
that.
HP.
Forget they are suing HP?
Yeah, they're suing them for this because when you get the HP Plus, it doesn't tell you you're not going to be able to use other cartridges. It just says we're going to add another year and you pay $6 a month and we'll supply your ink for you.
Well, that's the deal. They want you to buy their...
But they need to tell people that if you do this, you'll never be able to install another cartridge.
No, they should make it so they can't do that.
Right. Well, I don't know. Some kind of
and give us a good reason why we should use their ink cartridge system, because quite frankly, it looks more expensive than when I buy the normal ink.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's that kind of crap that I'm putting up with today. And then I'm arguing with my lawyer about this whole situation that I talked about last night, in which I'm trying to get both he and my business manager to understand that when a guy has $4,200 of mine, he has $4,200 of mine. He doesn't suddenly own it because in fact, I saw a letter that the guy wrote me during this whole thing going down saying, well, not giving me the other $4,200, that's pretty cheap. I went, what? He says, you're not entitled to anything. You didn't pay rent for so many years. Well, it had nothing to do with him. It was in spite of him. And the audacity, the temerity to have that kind of attitude, like, hey, the world owes you a living. Come on. $4,200. All I said was, we owe you $75,000. Here's $7,800, and the other $4,200 you already have. All right. So just apply that to the final amount. Doesn't that make sense?
Yep.
Either that, or if you really want to be stupid, send me a check for $4,200, and I'll send you a check for $4,200. That's really stupid.
Uh-huh.
But this guy feels like he got cheated, and if I give him $4,200 now, I will have not paid him $75,000, but $79,200. All right, and he's still got that other money of mine. So if it were as easy as saying that and making people say, "Oh, okay, that makes sense," that would be one thing. But no, this guy isn't going to do that. And in the meantime, the clock is going on the lawyers. And I just, I'm coming into a whole bunch of what I call fuck you money in a couple of months. Okay? A lot of it. But I don't want to spend it on lawyers. I like to spend it on Marjorie and me going on vacations and doing stuff, So, I mean, it isn't about the money. It's about the principle of it all. And why people can't be decent, why our landlords can't be decent. Why everybody wants to take advantage of somebody else. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. So my whole life is been besieged by that. And what I've decided I'm probably going to do is I'm not going to have anything to do with any of this. I told Marjorie, you want to handle it, you handle it. I don't want to talk to the lawyers. I don't want to talk to anybody about this. It's just robbing me of sleep at night. I don't want to worry about it. Just let me know how it turns out and if we have to move out or something, you know. But I said, I don't want to have anything to do with it. And I said, if I had my way, I'd actually give up this apartment. I'm just so sick of the problems we have in trying to keep this apartment. You know, it makes me ill, and I just don't deserve this. I didn't do anything to anybody, you know. So, what the hell, you know? Jerks will be jerks. So,
Everybody's greedy.
huh? Yeah, well,
Everybody's greedy.
and everybody's mean today. You know, everybody's so mean, and I don't understand it. You know, hey, you've got 42.
Don't let them wear you down.
You got $4,200 of mine. I'm sorry. Just use it and apply it and add it to this other, and it comes out to $75,000. And I won't hit you up for it, and you can, you know, you have the money. He probably spent it already. He probably didn't even put it in escrow, which he's supposed to do. And he's not entitled to keep that money in New York. If it's a security deposit, you have to put it in an interest-bearing escrow account. And
You have
then
to
when
do
the
that
person
California
moves out, you
too.
not only send them the original amount, but the original amount plus the interest. He's not
California's the
entitled
same.
to it on any other level, you know? It's not his money. It's my money, but I'm guaranteeing I'm not going to destroy your apartment. But no, he can. I think he went out and spent it, and he just didn't want to have to pay it back. So
Yeah.
I gave him a way of getting out of it. You know, just here's 70,800, and you know, the rest is you already have. He hasn't lost a penny. So I mean,
So
what'd you say?
I have property managers that manage my rentals here, and in California, it's the same thing. They have to take that deposit, put it in an interest-bearing account that doesn't pay, but you know,
Yeah.
0.5% or something, but or less. And when the tenants move out, they have to pay them back that plus whatever interest.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not yours to do with what you want to do with it. You can't say at the end of it, well, I don't feel like giving it back to you because you had a low enough rent anyway. You know, that's essentially what he's saying. You know. But but it's just one thing after another, and I'm tired of it. I'm just exhausted.
Yep.
You know, and at my age, I can't put up with this.
You can't let them wear you down.
I don't know. Nobody seems to care about anybody anymore, you know, or customers or anything.
Why can't we all be nice? You know, I mean, I don't understand Republicans who try to do things like take away Social Security or something. Why? Why do you have to be that mean that you want to do that? What advantage is it to you? What disadvantage is it to you if I get Social Security or I get Medicare? But people
We paid into it all the years that we were working.
Oh well, that they can't take that away because it's our money, you know.
That's right.
It's our cash. So anyway, be that as it may, how are you guys doing tonight?
Not as busy as Jeff.
So
Buy an Eco Tank printer. Buy an Eco Tank.
well,
printer.
that's
Get
what
rid of the
I'm
HP.
thinking of buying. I think
Do
buying
it.
one and then taking this HP printer. Which
You won't buy ink for 2 years.
Well, this thing is. I'm thinking of taking this thing, and let's see how many. I'm 8 stories high up here.
Get a video camera and take a picture of it falling.
Dropping it out the window. Okay.
That's what I did with mine. This
Yeah.
thing right here has lasted me almost 2 years,
Really?
and it's still half full.
Yeah, and that's the one you got with it, right?
No, I bought after 2 years. I bought one of these, and it's $15, and it's half full. And then
Wow.
my printer is still half full, and I got a kid here that prints every freaking night books. I swear to God, the thing is great. It's the best thing I ever did. The printers are a couple $100 more, but you don't pay for ink.
Yeah,
every-
I saw that. How much they cost? They cost close to 400 if you want the one like the comparable.
the one that's
that
decent
I-
was 360. This one was 369.
Yeah.
When I bought it,
Yeah.
you can find them on sale. They're 400,
Well, I
350.
can go down to Costco, and they have them at about that price.
Yeah, I got ours at Staples, and it was on sale. We found a coupon somewhere, and it was like 360.
And I've got a lot of these checks from Costco that I've never cashed. So
Oh, wow.
so
I'll send them our way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the best thing I ever did. I hated those printer because I used to do the same thing you did. I'd buy them or I'd take them in and I'd get them injected with ink, and the printer would kick them back and say, "Well, you're out of ink," or "We don't accept it," and I'd force the thing through, and
Well-
I'd force it to take the damn ink.
I can't remember
Yeah.
what kind I had last, but I could use any of the second tier ink cartridges, which I didn't mind doing. They were
Well,
they were-
HP has programmed their shit not to take it.
right.
HP contract. Yep. That plus
Yeah.
the plan, I've got to use HP cartridges that they sent me.
What are they send you the cartridges?
Yeah, I'm on that. I pay $6.60 a month, based on 100 or 150 pages. I got to pay for the paper, but then when you run low, it tells them, and they automatically send you new cartridges and a recycle bag, which they.
Yeah, that was the other
probably
part, is recycling the damn thing.
Oh, do you have to recycle them?
You don't have to, but I believe in recycling.
It's the right thing to do, yeah.
It's the right thing to do, but the hell with it.
What printer do you have? Do you know the model number?
What, mine?
Yeah.
It's the 9118 or something like that.
9118. Yeah, it uses these 962 cartridges, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
If I get any free ones.
Oh, here's the best part. I then go onto Amazon to buy the ink cartridges from HP, and they can't deliver them for a week. And I'm thinking to
They're back
myself,
ordered because everybody else is buying them.
no. I know exactly what's happening. HP isn't supplying a lot of them because they want you to go do their little thing with the with the mail-in stuff.
Subscription.
Costco
yeah.
actually has the $79. The
That seems
genuine
to kill
HP
me.
cartridges, and they work.
Let's see.
Yeah, well,
15. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. $15 a piece. 4 times 15, whatever that is, and it lasts you how many years?
$60.
Couple years.
Yeah,
Wow.
sounds good to
Way
me.
to go.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it's the ET 4750.
Really,
4750 Epson.
really. Yeah.
Is there a drugstore right up the street from you, Alex?
What do you mean? Is there a drugstore?
Yeah, because a lot of these drugstores have printers.
Oh, what an asshole.
Say it.
Why doesn't he? Jeff? Why don't you just send him one of those big laser printers that stands 4 feet tall in his front room?
Everybody has gone through that bullshit with this
Yeah.
Well, I
Oh,
just,
yeah.
you know,
problems.
I think that it's that kind of merchandising too that bothers the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
You know.
used to drive me nuts.
I mean, ever
And
since
they run out right when you need something too.
Well, the first people that I remember that did that kind of something like that was Adobe. When they went to a system where, in order to get a program like Adobe Photoshop, you had to pay a certain amount a month.
Subscription, yeah.
A month. They went to a subscription model.
Yep.
And everybody was saying, "Oh, they're going to go out of business. That's not going to work." Oh, bullshit!
Hell no.
Well,
yeah, look
and
at Microsoft Office 365. It's a subscription too.
yeah, that's only 200. That's only 100 a year.
Really?
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Adobe, here's how they get you. If I want to get Photoshop, it's $20 a month. Okay. If I want to get Photoshop and let's say the audio system, okay, it's not like it's now 40. No, you can't get anything except the one or everything.
And it's
So
like
I pay $56
$300.
a month, to get Photoshop basically and the audio program and the video editing. But
Phil's probably got all of them. Ask him for copies.
No, he doesn't have copies of it. There's no such thing as having.
It's all web-based now.
It's all web-based. It has to. Every time you're using it, it has to go online to see if you're okay by them, and then it only allows you so many machines at a time, like 2 machines at a time. So if I have Marjorie has a whole bunch of things, I Photoshop, she has Photoshop, and my other machine has Photoshop, I got to take it off one of them for it to work on the other ones.
Oh my God.
You know.
Yeah.
So they were the first ones I remember that really tried some kind of model like that. Now everybody uses that model.
Well, you don't have to use Microsoft Office. You can use one of the other ones, and it doesn't cost anything. It's freeware. I use LibreOffice, LIRBE Office. It's freeware. It'll open everything.
I see. I consider $100 a year pretty reasonable.
I didn't realize it was so cheap. I'll probably switch over to Microsoft.
And you get what? Let's see here. What do I get for that?
You get Excel. You get
you get
Outlook,
Word,
you get all
PowerPoint, yeah, all those.
You get Excel. You get Word. Okay. You get Word. You get
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint. Yep. You get. It says N here. I don't know what that is. OneNote. What is that?
It's just like notes.
And Excel. Well, the only one that I really use is Microsoft Word.
Right.
You know, but I
can't.
I can't just buy Word and use it all the time. You know, I got to buy all of them at the same time.
Right. I use Word and Excel. That's it.
But it's not that expensive that it bothers me. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Adobe does that thing with Reader.
Yep.
You can use one thing a Reader, but if you want to do anything like edit or anything like that on Reader, then you got to pay.
Really? Because the thing is
the Reader's free. Beyond that is money.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what costs. You know, it's. What was I going to say? I was talking about. They were talking about that, and I was talking about
Microsoft Office,
and I was talking about Adobe. Adobe, I'm paying. God, probably $600 a year for all of it.
Oh shit!
You know, it used to be However, remember what it used to cost? Like if you bought Photoshop.
It wasn't like $49 or something.
No. Photoshop was.
I don't remember. I never used it.
Photoshop was $300. In other words,
you got all the discs, right?
Well, there was one disc, but Photoshop was, and then if you got it the next year, because you already had it, you could get the new one cheaper. But you would have to put in the old disc to prove that you have the old disc and blah 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 blah. You know, but
they really in.
Yeah, but then they dropped all of that and they just went to the subscription model. So you know what the hell.
The thing I don't like about the subscription model is it's in the cloud. And
no, this is Photoshop isn't in the cloud. I mean, what's in the cloud is your permission.
I meant Office, Microsoft Office 365 is in the cloud.
Well, not no. I have all the programs here. I have
really?
All of them are as apps. Yeah,
okay,
they're apps. Yeah.
Good.
But it has to go to the cloud to say you're okay by us, or you don't have it on 4 machines or whatever. That's what the cloud does. So, I hate the cloud. Okay, well, I hate IMAX. Okay, and now I hate the cloud. All right, I'm just an old fart. All right, but what I don't like about the cloud is, one day I'm sitting here. I've got what do you call it? What's that the thing? I'm trying to remember. I have to go here and see the name of it. It's it's Dropbox. All right, so if Dropbox is, you know, it's okay, you know, but if I don't want it anymore, the program that is keeping up in the cloud no longer appear on my machine. Now, there's a way of getting them back, but I don't know exactly how you do that, all right? And I don't want to take the chance. But the thing I noticed the other day was that I have all these programs, but all the stuff that's on my desktop is on, what do you call it? Was I just calling it? Jeez almighty. I'm Dropbox. You get what I'm saying? So all the stuff on my desktop is on Dropbox. That is on the cloud because I don't want to keep it on my machine because this way I don't have a lot of stuff. I have a limited amount of real estate on my SSD. You know, it's like 1 terabyte. Okay. And so I don't want to just completely put everything up there on the SSD. So I put it up on the cloud, and that's fine. One day I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden I think something happens, like the internet goes out for a second or something like that. Everything on my desktop disappears.
Wow.
Now, don't think that that doesn't make you feel vulnerable. You know, that I'm dependent upon my service going to their cloud and getting all the information. And if somehow there's something wrong with their cloud, or there's something wrong with my service here, I lose everything on my desktop.
Well, everything on your desktop are shortcuts to the cloud, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all that stuff is being stored up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are shortcuts to your cloud. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
You call up and they're going to help you, right?
what?
If you have that
You're
problem,
funny,
what
Jeff.
do you do about it?
Well, yeah, I give them a call and they say, "Oh, we're more than happy to help you, sir."
Did you unplug it and plug it in?
Yeah, would you unplug it and plug it in? I always
Isn't plugged in.
the first thing I ever say to these guys when I call them is, "By the way, I plugged it and unplugged it."
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. So, hello, Bree. How are you? What?
I'm good. I'm just back from Boracay.
From where?
Boracay.
Boracay.
Same to you.
Say yes. You and same to your.
Did it hurt?
Yeah. Where's Boracay?
It's probably one of the top 5 beaches in the world. It's in the Philippines.
Oh well, too bad I never heard of it. You know, screw me.
It's the most.
Boy,
big
I'll write that
important
down.
place
Go
to ever
go to
go.
the beach in Boracay. Yeah,
Highly recommended.
highly recommended.
Is it a new beach or wheelchair access or what?
They don't do that. I suppose they have wheelchair access, I guess. I'm not sure.
There's this guy we watch on the internet. Name is Cash Jordan, and he goes around to apartments here in New York and does tours of them and shows you what you can get for so much money and whatever.
Mhm.
And he's funny. That's why we watch him. Well, he has a Japanese wife, and right now he's in Japan. And he's in Kyoto. And he's
Your friend
taking
there
us
now.
everywhere to see Kyoto. And I looked at Marjorie this morning and I said, "You want to go to Japan?" And she said, "No, I don't think so." Because everything's kind of, Japan's kind of ugly, at least in the major cities.
Really?
I'll be there in November, so I'll let you know.
Well, you know, everything, I'll tell you, the whole country, from one coast to the other, is nothing but vending machines.
I think I'd rather go
Well,
there than China.
Wait a minute, listen, Brian there is smiling when I'm saying this. Am I right, Brian?
Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of videos about it, and yeah, the kids want to go to Japan this year, so yeah, that's. But it seems like it's very clean there.
Yeah.
Very clean, and the people
Well.
are very respectful.
Well, their
Yeah.
mother's from
Yeah.
their mother's from Vietnam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really clean too.
I hear
it's
Vietnam
certain
spectacular.
areas. Huh?
I hear Vietnam spectacular.
Yeah, it's really really nice. And then they have they in Da Nang where she's from, they actually they have this they have a river going through the city, and they have all this really nice tile and these statues, and they actually have signs on there saying there's a reward if you find somebody trying to sell you something, or like solicitation or littering. So yeah, they really keep the areas clear, really clean.
That's a resort town. I can go there for about $30 airplane.
Yeah. The money. Yeah, I am with my phone figuring out stuff, and just like we go ride to dinner on scooters, and we go ride to dessert, and then there's like a list of desserts, And I figure them out. I was like, that's 25 cents and that's 50 cents. And she says, well, which one do you want? I said, well, I want one of each.
Wait a minute. You said something about prostitution or something there?
What?
In Da Nang?
Yeah, no, in Vietnam or something like that. Would you say the things you can't do, Ryan?
You can't.
Huh?
Litter or sell stuff.
Oh, I can't litter. No solicitation, like, trying to sell you something.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
To him, the
Yeah.
only solicitation he knows is
I
a
can still
cop.
pick up a woman for dessert then, right?
Mine is in the gutter.
No, they're trying to sell you something, and they can't. So they don't want people there doing that, and they don't want people littering or.
Well, I don't want to pay for it, but a cute-looking Vietnamese woman for dessert would be nice.
Well, those are the.
Well, I was looking
the
at a picture you put up of your wife, Brian, and she is gorgeous.
Yes.
You don't see it anymore?
Don't tell her that.
Huh?
Yeah, but sometimes the most gorgeous are the most crazy.
Well,
There's a scale for
I've
that.
got news for you. All women are crazy.
Mhm.
Okay. It says
Quiet,
Zoom
please.
user entered the waiting room. I have no idea who this is.
Who?
It says Zoom user entered the waiting room.
We're all Zoom users.
I can just put on my camera. I can put on my camera.
So, Alex, you were mentioning.
Wait a minute, and let me just
know-
bring this person in. Hold on just a second. Let me bring this person in. Let's see what happens. Is it somebody we know? Somebody we don't want to know? It looks like they're not coming on fast enough, so it looks to me as though they are. Let's see here. Nah, they're not anything. Okay.
Nope. Get rid of them.
Remove, and I don't want to report it to Zoom.
The
There we go. Yep. Mm-hmm. What were you going to say?
you were mentioning the printer situation, and I have HP laser, but it's black and white, and I had to get a color one. So I bought this HP, but it doesn't work with my Mac. So I went out and bought a Canon.
How does it
that
not work?
says it works with Macs, but it only works with older Macs, and I got a newer Mac.
Wait,
So I've
wait a
got
minute.
two-
How can you possibly buy an HP or any printer that doesn't work with a Mac?
I don't know, but these are like $20, $30, $40 printers, and so the one is from Thailand, the other one's from Vietnam, and
Are you sure they're HP?
they don't work.
Are you sure they're HP?
Positive, I've got it right here.
No, it may say HP on it. It may have all the things that.
Oh,
make
it's HP.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I bought it at a legitimate store, and it's got all the HP stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
there are printers that do not work with Macs.
Well, listen. Let me send you this one. It works.
I had a Canon that didn't want to talk to the Mac either.
You had a
There you
Canon
go.
that-
See?
Really?
Yeah, I also
It would
like
it would
it's
disconnect
software
itself.
bit.
It wouldn't respond to certain commands. Yeah.
it's 2023. You figure you pick up a printer, it's going to work with everything. They don't.
No.
And also, I agree with you. I totally do not want any product where they make you pay a subscription in order to keep it. That because I will go 2 or 3 weeks without using Adobe at all, and then I'll need it for like 2 or 3 documents, and then I don't use it again for a month, and they want me to pay monthly. Like, no, I'm not doing that. So, there are ways around that, and
I tried to look for a way, and there didn't seem to be. The only way is do not sign up for the HP Plus.
Oh.
Even though they give you an extra year of warranty, do not sign up for it. Then every kind of cartridge you put in there will work.
Yeah, because I tried to do the Adobe freebie, where you could edit some documents, because I was trying to edit some banking documents, and it nags me every time now. When I try to read a document, it'll pop up and say, "Oh, you're out of time," and a little clock comes up and says, "Oh,
Really?
you're out of time," and it says, "You want to sign up?" And I X out of it and close out of it, but every time I bring up an Adobe document, I know I can't do anything with it, but I needed to edit a document one time, and I had my free 1 week.
Yeah.
But ever since then, it's just been hassling the hell out of me. And I just finally told the banker, said, "You edit it, send it to me. To put this in it, put that in it, put this in it, send it to me. You do all the editing. You got the big money."
Right.
Yeah. Just if anybody's has the effort, wants to make the effort, here's what I did. I registered for a 1-unit class at a community college, and I send Adobe my schedule, and I use the email they give me at the community college, and I pay a very low price every month for every piece of software they have.
Yeah, because they have a student.
Yeah, so I've been a student now.
And then you never went
for
to
5 years. What?
And then you never went to that class?
Never.
Oh man, what a
And
great
a lot of the
idea.
community colleges here in California are doing free classes, so you can just sign up for nothing.
Yeah, wow, that's.
I
Yeah,
did sign
as
up for
long as
nothing.
you can prove you're a student, they will give you the
Good idea.
software.
That's
Yeah,
a
I did.
great
All I had
idea,
to
Ray.
do, all I had to do was send them my schedule and use the email that I got issued from the school, which I never use.
Yeah.
And that's what I sign in with on Adobe. And I have everything for like $29 a month, and I use it a lot. So
Oh, really?
otherwise, though, it would have been way more expensive, like 60 something, I think.
Yeah.
Around here, they will sell you. If you want Adobe and you want to edit, and you just want it as a standalone, you can buy it for $10.
Alex,
On-
Not
Yeah, I
that
don't
I black
remember what
that I
it was.
do that. I'm just
It
saying
wasn't
it's available.
$10. I know it wasn't $10. It was more than that, but I don't remember what
Well,
it was.
if you want to get,
And I only needed it for a couple of documents.
yeah. Well, I don't mind paying for some of this stuff, but here was the thing they found out years ago. It used to be that people would take software and copy it.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy to be able to make a copy of some program, CD or whatever, and use it. But what happened is the prices were really high, like the $300 I said per year for Photoshop. Well, if you could get a bootleg copy of Photoshop, you'd rather use the bootleg version of Photoshop. To hell with it, right? But what happened was they suddenly realized, a lot of these companies, one of them especially, that if you just brought the price down, everybody would buy it rather than use a bootleg, because they like the idea of being able to have a copy of their own. And not feel guilty either. So
Yeah,
for a
people
while
find-
there, a lot of companies were bringing the prices down, and people were buying them like crazy.
Plus, they could get the support.
But then they put the prices high again, and the people, I guess, are bootlegging them. I guess you can get bootleg. I haven't tried, but is there bootleg out there, Bree, on things like Microsoft Word and so on?
Oh yeah,
I
100%.
just looked up
Yeah.
Microsoft 365.
I know of 2 places.
Asia's the
Bree
capital of bootleg
Finish. Wait a minute.
software.
Let Bree finish, please.
Well-
yes, Bree.
Oh, I thought he was.
There are 2 places I can take a taxi, and I'd say one is 20 minutes, one is 30 minutes away, and they have it. You can just leaf through. They have the big CD folders, and they have you just leaf through it and pick what you want. And I don't do it because I don't trust it. And plus, my company has all that stuff, so I just have to log into my company account. So I'm okay. But I'm saying it's there because, when you go to countries around here, certain neighborhoods, there's no way that those people, there are people just one neighborhood over from me. They don't have laptops. They don't have, so they can't afford that. So when they get it and they use it, there's no way they can afford the regular rates of the world. So there's this sort of underground market for them, and it's not because they want to do that. It's just that they can't afford it. So
So where are you now? Are you back in?
Back in Malaysia, I got to head down to Indonesia pretty soon, and then back to the Philippines, and then up to Japan. So yeah.
Okay. Hello, Tony.
I'm on the sofa with Pebbles. So I'm listening to you with Microsoft. I hate that they went to the subscription, Alex.
Well, the only reason I hate it is because. Let me ask you this question: how many of you can actually feel an improvement in this year's Microsoft Word over last year's Microsoft Word?
There's no difference. I actually found
there
out
isn't any
my old software from 8 years ago. I still had it on a CD of it. I was going to boot it. I was going to use it. I said, I don't even have to pay for it anymore.
Well, I mean, I could probably use a 10-year-old version of Microsoft
I had
Word
one.
and do just fine for what I need.
Well, you don't need it.
for.
You don't need 10-year-old. I bought on Mashable $30 the 2021 version of Microsoft Office, and it's all standalone. You get all the things. It's only 2 years old. It was $30. Not bad.
Oh, really? Okay.
Really?
Yeah, it's on
Where was
Mashable.
that?
Why don't you,
You
just
just go
use
to
Google
Mashable.
Mashable. Okay.
Yeah. Isn't
Yeah,
that where
I got it on
isn't that
Mashable.
where that country music comes from? Mashable? Oh, that's Nashville.
Oh, no.
Mash.
Johnny Cash. I was watching Elvis before.
What?
I was watching the Elvis biopic. It was okay.
Hey.
I mean,
Thanks for changing the topic, Tony.
well, because you mentioned Nashville. That's why I was thinking of music.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. But anyway, so, I mean, this is just the times we live in, and nobody, I just wish people would come out with cheaper ways of doing things. I mean, what I hate, for instance, is that everything right now is raising their price. Everything.
Oh, yeah.
Now, they're not doing it because they haven't got the business. They're doing it because they want more money. And all these streaming services that, hey, it would seem to be okay, hey, Netflix, not bad at $9.95 a month, right? All of a sudden, they keep raising it. And
One of
What?
One of the things I like, Alex, in the Philippines, they have these stores where if you just want one of something, you can buy that. Like, so you in the States, you go in and you want. I wanted to get a subscription to Athletic Greens. I wanted to try this. I don't know if you guys know this. You put it in water or something. You mix it. It's supposed to be
it's like a Gatorade type drink, right? Like a nutrient.
Yeah, something like that. I looked on Amazon, and you have to buy like a week's worth or a month or something. Like, I just want one or two. I just want to try it and see how it is. But no, you can't do that. But if you're in the Philippines, if you have a headache and you want one Advil, you can buy one Advil.
Wow! Wow!
Try going into Walgreens and hey, guys, I need to buy one Advil. No way! They're not going to sell you one Advil. But in the Philippines, absolutely, you need one. Let's say that you need one shot of toothpaste.
Let me ask you a question. Would you buy just one Advil, or would you buy a bottle?
Usually, my mom used to think too. You buy a box.
Well,
Yeah, you gotta have.
I mean, I don't want to go. You know
gels.
something? I have another headache. I have to walk a mile to the store to go buy an Advil.
You can buy those packs of 2 at 7-Eleven and the little grocery stores.
Yeah, but you can buy them in packs of 2. He's absolutely right.
Could you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
Okay.
the travel ones, Alex? Do they have? Is that?
Well, that's what we're
included?
talking about.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Well, we
packet
can't
has
get
2 of them.
Advil liquid gels here, so I have to go to the Philippines to get them. The amount of things that
Wait a minute, you have to go
there are
all the way to
certain
the Philippines to get one gel cap?
one gel cap.
I got everything over there.
By the time you get there, the headache's gone.
Don't knock this shit out. They're duplicated.
Yeah. Oh well, that's amazing. What a world we live in, huh?
Crazy.
Huh? How's the rest? By the way, you're in Malaysia. How's the rest of the world looking at Donald Trump these days?
He doesn't really get much coverage here, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in the anybody talk about him for a long time. Just kind of irrelevant for here.
Yeah, but I mean, it's so out of place for a president to be charged with 4 indictments. You know, I mean, it's just not.
Well,
you know, it's not. It's unprecedented in history.
And then he's getting more support too.
Is his support up? Is it really?
He's 30. I think it's like 35 points above any of the next person.
Wow.
Yeah, something crazy.
Oh yeah, I think he will win the Republican.
He's not going to be there next week, and they're going to sit there and talk about him all night.
What do you mean he's not going to be
Well,
there
the thing
next
that-
week?
He's not going to be at the debate. He won't be at the debate next week. They just made that announcement today, and then those guys are so stupid. I don't know Republicans.
He will win.
Yep, easily.
Well, he will win what?
He doesn't need to be there.
He will win.
Just like
And
they
the
said,
more
he could shoot somebody in Times Square and then video it, and he would still get the nomination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the more they prosecute him,
Fifth Avenue.
the higher his numbers will go up.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if there isn't a limit to this. You know, I mean, in this case, he's actually being charged with RICO, which is organized crime. All
Can
right?
I say?
But his group doesn't care. They don't see all of that side of it. All they see is him at the rallies saying it's the witch hunt.
Their answer would be, see how organized he is?
Yeah. Can I say something, Alex?
Yeah.
What?
I just bought a book on Al Capone. Alex, do you think they would vote for Al Capone if they'll vote for Trump? I mean, they would want a gangster in the White House, really.
I hear the music playing.
What music?
The end of the show music.
No,
I'm
I don't.
kidding.
Not yet.
I'm
Oh,
kidding.
you got
I'm
time.
kidding. Al Capone.
They would vote for a gangster, the people.
Well,
They are.
Is a gun.
That's Trump.
He's worse than a gangster right now. All this stuff and
Well, he's actually stupider because most of them wouldn't talk on a phone and get date like he
That's
would.
right.
But
That's how
how
stupid
that
he
is Trump and Biden again? Really?
Yeah, again. Yeah. I mean, I think, and you'll probably disagree with me on this, that Biden will win over Trump. But it's not much of a matchup so far as I'm concerned. You know? I mean, I have to vote for Biden if I'm going to vote for anybody. But you know, it's really, here we go again. It's the same game.
I haven't heard a single story or anything about Kamala Harris in forever. Like, is she still there? Is she still vice president? Because I haven't heard a peep, nothing.
Well,
no story.
to be honest with you, look at other vice presidents. How many do you hear of? You know, they kind of sit there in the corner. They're waiting. What they're doing is they're waiting for the big guy to die.
Yeah.
You know, because outside of that, they just where are they? They're at the Naval Observatory. They sit in the Naval Observatory and watch TV all day. You know, they got nothing to do.
He goes out and does a lot of speeches. There's just doesn't get much coverage. They give it a couple seconds and then they move on to the next thing.
Yeah, the vice president never gets any juice, as it were.
I don't know what these guys think they're going to do with this debate.
Well,
they see the numbers. They see how still they have such loyalty to to him. These guys are still going to go out on that. And then, did you hear the DeSantis's guy? Like they let some email or something go out, and it was like the strategy, the top 4 things to do for the debate. And they talked about a few things, and it's like so stupid.
It's gonna be the Christie show.
Nothing
He's gonna just
infutility.
rip him up.
well, if Christie would rip him up if he were there. I think that's one of the reasons he's not going. What? In
Is
other
he
words,
not going either?
with his?
Trump's not
Christie's
going.
No, I'm talking about Trump. Because Christie and Trump has everything to lose by going to it, okay, and nothing to gain. So why should he go?
Yeah.
You know.
He'll probably just have a simulcast on another channel with him.
You want
babbling
to
up.
find out what Trump's opinion is about things? He never had opinions anyway. You know.
Yeah, they're not going to address anything. You know, they may say that these guys may say all this stuff about homelessness and the economy and all that stuff, but Trump's going to win, and Trump isn't addressing all that. The only thing he's addressing is how bad Biden is.
Oh,
and nothing's going to ever get solved.
The only thing his campaign is about is Donald Trump. Yeah. He doesn't talk about any of the problems we've got and how he's going to solve them. He doesn't say, hey, here's what I'm going to do about the economy. He doesn't say a word. Isn't he the money guy? Yeah, shouldn't he have some ideas? No. You watch his speeches, he doesn't say anything about anything. All he talks about is Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, and endless use of the term witch hunt.
Yeah. But at least he's going to end the Ukraine war in 24 hours.
He's going to end the what?
He's going to end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours.
Yeah, he's going to.
If he's president,
it's called
because he feels so bad about what's going on there. He will end everything, but only if he's president.
Here's how he'll
24 hours.
Here's how he'll end it. Have you heard the term capitulation? Yeah.
Yes.
So you know, he's amazing. He's just amazing. But it's amazing. Hey, America is going to get what America gets. Okay, and whatever they get, they deserve. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't deserve it, but hey, I got to go down with the sinking ship, you know. So.
It's just amazing that people like him. It's just amazing to me. You know,
well, it's kind of odd. It's like how do you think he'll go down? I asked my brother this. In history, how are they going to write about Trump? Is he going to be written about like comparable to like some of these tyrants like Stalin or? Because it's going to be bad.
Well, it all depends. If he gets elected, he could.
But he didn't kill millions of people like Stalin
Not
did.
yet. Not yet.
Although you could, yeah, right.
Or you could say he killed people on the southern borders of the United States.
Yeah, and you could say he's responsible for a lot of COVID deaths, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so, I mean, maybe he will. I don't know. Once they add up the numbers, who the hell knows?
Yeah.
You know, when it's happening, you think it's benign, but, you know, I'm sure people felt the same way about Stalin and all those people. And of course, you know, they appeased Hitler for years.
I don't think the Russian people truly knew how evil Stalin was.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Because it was all happening.
You don't find out until later.
It was all happening behind the walls of the Kremlin.
Yeah.
But I love it when Stalin died. I hope the same thing happens with Trump. He's lying there with he had a hemorrhage or something like that. I can't remember what it was. And he's lying there still alive, and they're all sitting around going, "You want to go get the doctor? Well, wait a minute. Which one of us should go get the doctor?"
You think malaria is going to call?
Yeah.
You think malaria is going to call 911?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
No, my phone's dead.
Yeah.
Your phone dead?
I can't find the 11 on the phone.
But that's what they did with Stalin.
Melanoma.
They all sat around. In fact, there's a very funny movie called The Death of Stalin, and it makes a comedy out of that. But it was true.
Really? Wow.
Melanoma is just going to be like, which doctor do we call?
The proctologist.
Hey, where is she lately?
She's not with him at all, Alex.
Yeah.
She's excommunicated. I think she's in New York.
I think they don't want her to say anything because she's not going to say nice stuff.
I don't think she wants to say anything.
She doesn't want to be indicted.
Well, anyway, I'm going to put the theme on here, which none of you can hear, so I have to tell you that it's playing. But if you want to hear it, watch the rerun, okay? But it's been a nice hour.
Yeah.
Spent it in talking about things that gripe us in this world and how commerce is going to all kinds of crap. And it doesn't get any better, to tell you the damn truth. But I don't want to depress you. Thank you so much, Brian, for being here tonight. Boy, you got color in your face, my friend.
Yeah, I know.
As does Jeff. Jeff has color in his face. Is that color in your face? Is it, Alan?
Well,
He's just bashful.
I actually have rosacea, and I thought Jeff had the same thing.
Oh well, that's better than that's a Jewish man's tan.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you to Kevin. Always good having you here, Kevin. Hey, and Bree, just great. You know, we get somebody from Malaysia, and also, who else? Who disappeared there? Somebody disappeared. Anyway,
Brian disappeared.
Yeah.
Brian disappeared. Okay, Tony,
Yeah.
thank you so much for being here. Ray, thank you for being here. And if you'll all give a big wave goodbye, I'll give a big wave goodbye at you. Okay. Okay. Let me get the theme up here, and let me do a wave, and then let me put my camera on. I'm still learning how to do this, folks, after all these years. Anyway, thank you, people. Jack Bishop is next over most of the same station. He'll be taking your calls on Skype at Gabnet Live. I'll be back again tomorrow night, same time, same station in life. In the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye, everybody.